So it's important to invest in heat networks to support the transition to net zero, because heat networks transport heat from a very large heat source to businesses, homes and other buildings. And it can do this more cost effectively than most other sources of low carbon energy. That's important because the heat in buildings causes the second highest level of emissions in the United Kingdom. In order to support the net zero target, the ambition is to increase heat networks from 2% to 18% of heat provision. The opportunity, of course, is estimated by the Heat Network Industry Council to be 60 to 80 billion of investment required to get heat networks to these 18%. But there are various barriers that are in the way. And for example, policy risk and uncertainty and regulatory uncertainty. There's the revenue uncertainty, the ramp-up risk, how many customers will sign on. The project economics of heat networks are quite weak. And then finally, for the industry as a whole, there is really quite a weak supply chain that has not been scaled up yet.
Local authorities will play a vital role in the creation of a heat network market in the UK through sponsoring projects which the bank can then help to fund, and that will create a larger heat network market which will eventually crowd in private funding. We, the bank, work closely with the Green Heat Network Fund, and when local authority projects apply to the Green Heat Network Fund, they can also use our funding to plug any funding gaps in their capital projects to help them through to delivery. The bank provides impartial advisory services through the local authority function, where we can provide commercial funding and other advice to project sponsors to help them through to delivery.
The solutions that we want to test with the market, they're sector specific, and they include a connection charge facility, taking care of that big investment upfront that is required to connect to a heat network, where we have a project gap facility. It's based on the observation that the return from heat network projects is often below that is required by project developers. And finally, we're looking at ways to issue guarantees and loans to projects that are early stage and might be facing construction risk.
We look forward to engaging with public sector and private sector parties to help deliver their heat network ambitions.